day yesterday, it became quite clear that ZANU PF officially has two secretary generals, in spite of Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa giving, of which Opet Mpofu is actually refused to accept the demotion by Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa. Obviously, being given instruction by his boss, we've got men calling the shots in ZANU PF. I've said this, of course, many not believing it, that ZANU PF has actually two bulls, have two individuals calling the shots. And now we have also two secretary generals, and one understands the importance of the administrative importance of a secretary general going into a ZANU PF conference. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So now we understand that when going to a conference, and also to see that Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa is quite a bad leader. Now you are merely weeks away and you get to fire one of the secretary generals and bring in a new chap, and knowing very, very well that there is a conference that is loading, most probably logistically, Opet of maybe in the know-how of how the conference has been arranged, but Jacob Mtenda being brought also into the fore. Yesterday we saw two individuals, two bodies conferred heroes status, the other one signed by Opet Mpofu, as well as the other one signed by Jacob Mutenda, which made it clear and actually clarified the rumors that Opet Mpofu had actually defied Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa and decided to stay put as the Secretary General of ZANU PF, most probably getting the backup from the other faction, because he got to fall according to the camp of Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa, merely because of seemingly positioning himself to support the other faction. Now, going into a ZANU PF conference, I can tell you it would be chaotic, because we are bound now to see two administrators giving orders. Just imagine the chaos that comes with that. Because in terms of organizing logistics, in terms of actually organizing everything that has to take place, and also knowing who is supposed to come, who is not supposed to come, that is the duty of a Secretary General. Now you just all of a sudden, because of emotions, I don't think Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa took into consideration that maybe Opet Mpofu has been heavily involved in terms of what is happening going into Masvingo. So we are bound now, because today in ZANU PF, until it clarifies, we've got two secretary generals, that is Opet Mpofu and Jacob Mutenda, all coming from Matebeleland North Province, battling it out for the position of Secretary General, which is actually a weak position, because overnight you can wake up without that organization. In fact, in ZANU PF, everybody else except the president is weak. And everyone serves because the president of ZANU PF wants, not because of the conference of ZANU PF wants. What actually happens is that, so they are going to the conference. The only person who would be elected is actually the ZANU PF president. Even retired General Chiwenga, according to the constitution of ZANU PF, as well as the constitution of Zimbabwe, he actually serves at the mercy of Emerson Tambudzo Mnangagwa. Zwikanandas can actually instruct him anytime from now to say fire that man, and it would be so. but well, he has stayed put, most probably because of his connection to the institution that has been responsible in terms of reshuffling the heads of state in Zimbabwe, and that is none other than the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. That is why I think Mnangagwa is treading carefully on retired General Chiwenga. He cannot go after him directly, but if anyone surfaces and that person portrays himself to him as a supporter of retired General Chiwenga, he quickly acts. But if an individual actually does not do so, then that individual becomes safe within ZANU PF. So we've got a ZANU PF that is vulnerable, having two secretary generals. I think I've never seen that, and I never thought I would actually live to see this chaos. Exactly what they have been planting on the opposition, it is now hitting back on them. I think I tend to believe that there is some form of karma of some sort. Remember, ZANU PF over the years have been actually infiltrating opposition, starting with MTC, and then there will be two warring leaders up to an extent of going to court, and then the court clarifies the matter. This time around, two secretary generals, two, I think, leaders of ZANU PF, Chiwenga vowing that corruption would never be tolerated. Mnangagwa saying, I am content with corruption and I would rather resign if you are saying I should deal with corruption and uproot my people who are actually strengthening my Mafiti empire. So we've got, I think, fundamentally two leaders within ZANU PF. And also they are going to their conference with two conflicting expectations. The other one is expecting something which is in contrary to the other one. The other one is also expecting something. I think this will be a conference whereby they will hit each other with chairs, with Blessed Keza having actually declared that they would be demanding some answers from some of the members of ZANU PF. They will mobilize, they would be at the conference. It remains to be seen whether Blessed Keza meant he would be physically present, or he meant that some more veterans would be mobilized to go to that particular conference and do the job. It remains really to be seen, and it will be quite a highly dramatic conference of ZANU PF to be ever done. We have known conferences of ZANU PF to be just events whereby they go, each man will be speaking. During the tenure of Robert Gabriel Mugabe, it will be Robert Gabriel Mugabe speaking, and they would be aired on the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, which is their propaganda machinery. You would not, when they are going to their Politburo or Central Committee or whatever, when they are selecting each other for position, they throw away the media, they do their things secretly. We never knew quite a lot what was happening in ZANU PF. I guess also that was a weakness even from the opposition, not to know what their competitor was doing and what their competitor was going through, and capitalizing on that. Now, Mnangagwa, I think I will always repeat also this, that Mnangagwa, having destroyed the opposition, he actually left ZANU PF bare, and it meant that factionalism was going to be, because this goes to show you whether ZANU PF fight against other political parties, the interest of the people will always find its character within also ZANU PF. Look, it's like now there is another ZANU PF A and ZANU PF B, and ZANU PF A is seemingly backed by Zwikanandas, people who are enjoying the current status quo. ZANU PF B is seemingly opposing ZANU PF A. So it's as if there is an opposition, this time around an intense one, opposition that has potential to actually change the current political status quo, or actually leave it to exist for many years to come. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel. by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Also to remember to support my album, which is available on all digital platforms. You just search for Hloniphani Ncube, and the title of the album is Uthando Lwakhe. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast.